Today we'll be going over the last 10 setups that took home the seal of approval. So if you guys are just tuning in, feel free to pause this video and go check those out. That way you're all caught up, but we're gonna continue, so sit back and relax and let's get into it. It's actually pretty wild that the 51st seal of approval was handed out over a year ago to Kieran, who's been on the show 2 times before. In fact, this was his 3rd submission, which finally landed him a seal. The setup has gone through some very nice transformations from the original couple setup he submitted back in episode 251. I absolutely fell in love with the dark wall and how the wood accents just popped. The monitor layout is also perfect. Instead of going with a full-size monitor as a secondary, which would have taken up a lot of space, he opted for a much smaller one that he keeps underneath for multitasking and reference material. The desk is organized, the symmetry, excellent cable management. I mean, everything was thought out very well on his very recent and polished iteration. Well deserved. KJ took home the 52nd seal of approval for obvious reasons. I mean, look at this presentation. God damn, son. That is one hell of a battle station. Certainly the first I've seen anywhere with vertical 49 inchers, boys and girls. But it wasn't just the monitor layout that got me moisty. The massive 96-inch custom desk with built-in compartments for his audio interface and other gear underneath the desk. Not to mention the flawless cable management and the commitment to the white color scheme by painting most of his gear. I've never seen anyone so dedicated to a certain color for them to actually paint their monitor stands. That was next level. But it wasn't just all about the colors. KJ was able to tell a story with this setup. He was able to bring the whole space station theme to life by going with those white acoustic panels on the wall. It truly did feel like I was transported into another world, or in this case, another planet. Every inch of this setup has been thoughtfully planned all the way to his custom PC that powers it all. A true masterpiece, to say the least. Mike's setup from episode 319 was an absolute treat. It's not often I come across a quad TIE Fighter monitor layout with an organized desk. This is one of the better executed quad display setups I've seen, but what really drew me to it at first was the monochrome color scheme. I assumed it was color graded because of how desaturated everything looked, but he did confirm in the comment section that these are in fact the real colors. I don't know, okay? I mean, I'm a bit skeptical. If you look at the whites, you can easily tell the saturation has been tweaked a bit, but you know what? That still doesn't change the fact that this setup is mind-blowing. He themed it after the Alien series, which I find it very funny because later in this video, someone took home a seal because of their Predator themed setup. So we officially have an Alien versus Predator seal of approval setups. Anyways, I just love how everything is neatly organized. There's a pegboard on the side to help declutter the surface, the custom desk with the built-in LEDs on the backboard, which was such an awesome design choice, by the way. And of course, we can't forget about the custom wall-mounted water-cooled PC and the TechSource Black Nexus mousepad to tie the whole theme together, which you can grab from dealsource.tech/store, by the way. Oh, and did I tell you this entire setup was 3D modeled before it was brought to life? It's pretty crazy how identical the actual setup looks compared to the model. Phenomenal setup and definitely worthy of a seal, no doubt. You know what else is worthy of a seal? My brand new Alienware M18 gaming laptop, which is powered by AMD, who is also sponsoring today's video. The Alienware M18 gaming laptop has an AMD advantage. This boasts powerful performance with the highest end AMD Ryzen 9 7945HX processor and the AMD Radeon RX 7900M graphics. What's cool about this laptop though, quite literally, is the advanced Alienware Cryotech thermal design that features an expanded vapor chamber that covers both the CPU and the GPU to help draw heat away, which translates to low temps while gaming. I mean, you can see we're getting extremely low temps in game on both the CPU and GPU, which means we won't experience any thermal throttling and the laptop can perform at its best, maximizing our in-game FPS. And believe me, we want to maximize all the FPS because the M18 sports an impressive 18-inch Full HD 480Hz refresh rate. That is not a typo. This is the ultimate display for competitive gaming that will surely give you the edge over your opponents. On top of that, the M18 has a stunning full-size keyboard with a large glass trackpad packed inside a gorgeous dark metallic moon aluminum chassis with a smooth bead blasted finish. If you want to pick one up yourself, click the link below. Yudho is no stranger to setup wars. In fact, this was his third time on the show, taking home his third seal of approval. He's currently 3 for 3, and for good reason. This man is the modern day Michelangelo when it comes to setups. He is a setup savant, if you will, and every creation is simply a masterpiece. This guy's collecting seal of approvals like Thanos is collecting Infinity Stones. The way he's able to combine art with tech to tell a story effortlessly is absolutely. The way he's able to combine art with tech to tell a story is absolutely mind-blowing. And the fact that he's able to always bring something new to the table on every setup iteration is impressive, to say the least. Most people just upgrade a few things here and there and reapply for setup wars, but Yudho has always started from scratch and redesigned a brand new setup every single time. He was actually the first person to give budget setups hope in achieving the seal of approval. He proved to everyone that it's not about how much money you have. It's about how determined you are in pushing your creativity and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Yudho has simply remained an MVP to setup wars, and I can confidently say that everyone watching this video, myself included, can't wait to see his 4th submission. Oh man, let's talk about Santo from episode 329, okay? This setup resonated with me so well. I fell in love with the light versus darkness story that he was telling with this setup. There's always this never-ending battle between good and evil in the world. Hell, there's even some of us watching this video that are fighting that same battle within. I love that he was able to integrate this in the setup, but also portray that the good is prevailing against the evil. The story aside, the setup itself is also incredible. I love the backboard idea underneath the desk to protect the wall from getting dirty. But like I mentioned in the video, using it as a place for storage was kind of weird. The rest of the setup looked amazing, with triple 27-inch displays and a super ultralight up top mounted on a custom motorized desk. Amazing attention to detail, dedication to the color scheme, and a badass PC to power it all. Well deserved. And here we finally have Nick and his second version of the Predator gaming setup. His original submission didn't quite make the cut, as the wall behind the setup didn't really contribute to the theme that Nick worked so hard on. But he did take the feedback to heart and came back swinging with the revamped version. The glow-in-the-dark green blood and the custom text on the wall was the perfect mod to complete the jungle theme. But what really did it for me was the amount of work that Nick put into this entire room. The attention to detail was unlike anything I've ever seen. Lots of custom 3D printed stuff like the LEDs he put in the wall mines, and there were even stuff I didn't show in the actual video, like the victims that have been skinned and left hanging from trees by the Predator. This is definitely one of the episodes that you have to watch to appreciate all the hard work that Nick has put into this setup. I know without a doubt that this setup has given justice to all Alien vs Predator fans out there, and it's without a doubt worthy of a seal. I call this next setup minimalism to the max. Adam from episode 332 blew the straps off my G-string with this boner-inducing Hexa display setup. But it wasn't just the 6 32-inch 4K monitors that got me wet. Oh no. It was the perfect balance between function and form. I fell in love with the black wall and the warm tones of the setup. It just looks so effortlessly good. You know when a setup looks amazing but doesn't have to prove it? Like, this is it. No flashy RGB, no anime posters, no collectibles. This is as sophisticated as they come. I mean, sure, I'm not a fan of the cheese grater Mac that's powering it all, but Adam is an Apple guy, so I gotta respect it. He knows what he wants, and he certainly knows how to achieve it. Back-to-back seal of approvals are a dime a dozen on setup wars. This rare phenomenon only happens once every 100 episodes or so. What's even more rare than that was Tyler's setup. We have seen our fair share of man caves on the show, but Tyler's was something else entirely. Fueled by the nostalgic memories of all millennial gamers, Tyler has managed to create the ultimate man cave straight from the early 2000s. I'm pretty sure this entire segment of the episode was like a trip down to memory lane for a lot of viewers and myself. We had 9 total PCs spread out across the room with excellent cable management and plenty of booze to go around. Needless to say, the LAN parties here get pretty wild. This man has played them all, from the original Warcraft and Diablo all up until Baldur's Gate 3, and he's proudly displayed his collection on the wall for everyone to see. This is definitely one of the episodes that you have to watch to appreciate all the work that has went into this amazing time capsule. And it was one of the easiest setups to award the seal of approval. And this brings us to our most recent seal of approval, Jonathan from episode 336 and his epic entertainment room. What's crazy is that he has an equally badass setup in his other room. This man just casually flexed on us with another setup like it's no big deal. Honestly though, I just love what he did with the wall. The clever way he integrated the moss with the hexagon shelves and the lighting deserved to be featured in a magazine or something. But the epicness does not stop there. Is that even a word? Epicness? It is now. The rest of the room is just as insane, with state-of-the-art sound system and tons of collectibles proudly displayed, some that I'm actually just discovering now, like the Tupac vinyl record. How did I not notice one of the best albums of all time, literally just chilling right there on the shelves? All Eyes on Me, right above MATW. Growing up, the only rap I listened to was either from Tupac or Biggie, believe it or not. Like, they had a huge impact on my childhood. Nothing like the total hot garbage we have today, unfortunately. Such an incredible setup to end the 6th Seal of Approval edition, but which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, if you guys are enjoying the setup content, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.